Good morning, everybody. Thanks again for joining me. Darian here with Pike Outside. So on my previous videos I got to show you my new CRKT Woods Chogan, and I did a couple mods to it, a few. Sharpened the blade here up a bit. I took the polyurethane off the handle and applied some boiled linseed oil, and then I went ahead and made this overstrike collar you can see there, as well as a nice little axe mask. And everything turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with everything so far. So now it's time to put this thing to the test. So come hang out with me. We're gonna just do a few things with this. I would like to do a little chopping and splitting. I'd like to do a little hammering, maybe make up some tent pegs and pound them into the ground, see how that works. And then of course give it a few tosses here. Let's actually start out by doing some tosses. So about 3 paces is what seems to work for me. I stand just beyond 3 paces. Imagine it's a line here about a foot in front of me. Take 1 step forward and then release. Remember to give yourself a hand's length underneath where you're holding. Give it the proper rotation. Boom. Like clockwork, man. You gotta judge that distance, but once you got that distance figured out, you're golden. I keep banging it periodically on some hardwood just to reseat that head down on the handle. This is seated totally different than a traditional axe or hatchet, so keep doing that. Alright, so now I've thoroughly used and abused this blade. You know, this is not what you'd want to do to your primo axe or your primo knife, but this is really reasonably priced. I think I paid around 35 bucks. It's 1055 carbon steel, should be easy to sharpen, pretty decent quality. So now I've used and abused it, and I'm going to go ahead and try some chopping and splitting. So let's see how that does. This is Eastern red cedar. It's not the hardest of woods. Should split well. Gotta hold it kind of funky like that. And that worked great. Let's try it again. Kind of murdered it there, but works, I guess. Yeah, it's just kind of popping at the knots and things, but that'll work for busting up kindling. Let's try a bigger piece here. There you go. Boom. Little puffball growing there. All right, let's see how it does with kind of some delimbing. These are all dead branches on a living eastern red cedar tree. All right, little stuff, easy. Here's a bigger one. Use it 2 hands there, but it's pretty sharp. It's cutting through really good. All right, so let's try trimming this into a point. Kind of a traditional camp chore where you might want to make a stake or a post you're going to pound into the ground. Works just fine. Okay, the last thing I wanted to do was pound a stake into the ground, and it's always a good idea to put the axe mask on your blade when you're getting ready to use it as a pounder versus a chopper. Just because, you know, the blade's kind of coming that direction. You wouldn't ever want it to bounce back, or, you know, it's just a good safety thing to do. All right, well, it's mushrooming pretty good, but the wood's also kind of rotten, so I don't really blame the axe for that at all. I drove it in there pretty good. That would hold your tent in, and probably even the strongest storm. So yeah, that'll work. Well, I am very happy with this little tool. It's not going to be the best tool for splitting or dealing with hardwoods, but for kind of these softwoods that I'm in, and as a small splitter, as a small chopper, as a throwing tool, and as a hammer, it works great. So whatever you're doing, consider the tool you need for the job. Pick the right tool. This might just be it for you. Hope this helped you with making a decision on what you're going to buy for your chopping, pounding, throwing tool here. So once again, this has been Darian with Pike Outside. Thanks so much for joining me. I had a lot of fun getting to review and use and do some mods on this CRKT Woods Chogan. I hope you enjoyed your time here too. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section and I will try to get to every single comment there. As always, be kind, be adventurous, and get out in the woods, friends. Pike out.